Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche. I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada, and I'm so glad you could join me tonight. It's Monday evening, and every Monday evening at 7 o'clock, I try to be here with you and to share some fun, and a lot of you like to interact and encourage each other as well. So tonight, before I go down to my desk, I have a question for you. It has snowed all day here today, and when March came in like a lion, we were really hoping it would go out like a lamb, but it didn't. So, what do you do to keep your spirits up, to stay cheerful when it's snowing when it really shouldn't be? So, when it's snowing, when it should be spring, what are ways that you can keep your spirits up? And leave that comment as I go down to my desk. All right, so let's just see what everybody else does, and maybe get some tips and tricks from each other for staying cheerful when we're ready for some different weather than we're getting. There we go. I think we're just about got that set. Now I just have to get the computer set up. And I'm seeing being crafty. Go to my craft room. Yes, definitely. I almost brought the hot chocolate out today. Listen to music. Yes, that is another key one. It definitely lifts the spirits. So let me just see here. I am just sharing this to my group page so that they can see it there. And just about done. There we go. Yes, it is snowing here, Linda. It has been snowing all day, believe it or not. So maybe we can lift each other's spirits here. And those of you who are enjoying gorgeous weather where you are, you can just soak it up and maybe send a little our way. That would be perfect. Okay, so just a few things. Looking through the new catalog, and oh yes, Bonnie, thank you. What a good lead in. The new catalog. Many of us as demonstrators, if we've registered for an online conference with Stampin' Up, we have got our catalogs. Others are still waiting, but they're arriving any day. That's one of the joys of being a demonstrator, is you get these ahead of time. Now, I can't show you what's inside, but I can show you this gorgeous cover. And as you know, there's likely a few clues on there. Now, I can send this catalog to anyone living in Canada. So if you do not have a demonstrator and you would like this catalog, please go here, take a screenshot or whatever, and I will post this in the blurb at the top of this video afterwards. And go and register that you want a catalog, but please do it right away. Today is the 28th. About the 30th, I hope to order the catalog, so day after tomorrow. So I need to know right away if you are wanting me to reserve a catalog for you. So take a screenshot or a photograph or whatever, and let us know. Oh, Rosamine, I got mine before yours. You, oh wow, I feel privileged. Excellent. It's worth waiting for. It's a good one. Okay, the other thing that started today, does anyone want to make a comment? What started today? It was the registration for, I'm going to stop. Bonnie asked what stamp set I got. Okay, so for those of you who aren't a demonstrator, when we register for events, usually we get a stamp set. And this time, instead of sending everyone the same stamp set, they chose 4 stamp sets, and you didn't know which one you were getting till you got it or you received an email from them. So the stamp set that I received, so this is a sneak peek of what's in the catalog, but I am allowed to show this, is this one right here, Uniquely Artistic. And isn't it gorgeous? So it's a 2-step. So I could stamp this and then this over top, or use them separately. And the same with this and this, and the same with this and this, and then some of these other nice images here. So I think I will be using this lots. So That's what I got. So thank you for asking. And I saw Catherine mentioned that Stamping Staycation, the registration opened today. So what is Stamping Staycation? It's an online retreat. So that means no matter where you are in the world, you can take part. Even if you're busy on the day, if you're busy May the 7th, you can take part. If you're busy part of the day, you can take part. And why is that? Because it's all recorded and you can go back to it at any time. But it is a day chock full of tips, tricks, instructional videos, tutorials. We will send you the PDFs, which is the handouts giving the instructions. There's just all kinds. And what's more is you don't have to buy any supplies. You will use your own supplies and we will guide you in how to do that. So that is, to me, one of the big bonuses is using what you have and seeing it maybe in a new light. So make sure you get registered because things start happening ahead of time even, so you can take advantage of some of that. So there is where you can register, and again I will put that up in the heading as well. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time chatting about other things. I think most of you have seen them before. But I am going to share a fun project with you tonight, and I asked you to have a 6x6 piece of designer paper. I'm going to use this piece here, and you're also going to need your paper trimmer like this. And this is what we're going to make tonight is basically a treat holder, but it doesn't involve any glue, and it's just so much fun. And you can do it with any square sheet of paper as long as you can divide it into 3. So 9x9 works, 12x12 works, or if you're really good with math, you can do the in-between ones. So if you've got a 6x6 piece of designer paper, we're going to put it and do some scoring. So I am going to use my paper trimmer, and I want to divide it into 3 equal columns. So it's like tic-tac-toe. So I'm going to score it at 2 and then at 4. So I'm going to line it up at the 2 and I'm going to score it. And sometimes I feel like I have a little more control if I use my bone folder. You can use your scoring tool. Make sure you don't use your slicer. And this way I can sort of feel if I'm putting too much pressure. I don't want to tear the paper. I'd rather go over a couple of times and make a good little score there. And there we have it. So now I'm going to go to the 4. So I've scored at 2. I've scored at 4. Like that. Now I'm going to rotate it a quarter turn and score at 2 and 4 again. So I'm basically making a tic-tac-toe type of thing. Equal spaces, 2 and 4. So what you've got is you've got this. Now I'm going to show you how to put, I guess I should do it so you can read the numbers. I'm going to show you how to put these diagonal score lines in as well, but we're only going to go from the outside corner to the first score line diagonally. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our points, our diagonal points, in the scoring trough, like that. And if you can't see, and here you likely can't because of the design on this paper, you can put a little pencil mark and just erase it afterwards. So I'm putting a pencil mark in each of my squares there. So I'm putting it, lining my points up like that. And now I'm going to score from the point to that mark. And there we go. Just looking through the camera. And there I'm going to find that mark again here and go to the point. Now you don't have to do this step, but I find it makes it easier. Now we're going to rotate it quarter again and now do the opposite ones. Again, lining it up in the trough like that and scoring there and scoring here. I can't see my pencil marks through the camera, but it'll be close enough. And then we can put this away. So no cutting at all. And while I've got this out, I'm just going to erase those pencil marks. Now, I don't know why, but at Easter time, it is always fun to have little treat baskets. I do know why. I don't know why I said I don't know why. Little treat holders, and they're all different variations. Now, these treat holders can also work for bridal showers, wedding showers, birthday favors, little treats to leave on someone's desk or whatever, but they're good. This is a good time of year to find good patterns for this kind of thing. And as you've noticed, I am using the pansy paper. So the pansy paper, here's all the designs that you find in it, and guess what? It's on sale right now for $12.60, usually $15.75. It's on sale for $12.60, but only while supplies last. So I think you might want to make sure you've got these. You love treat holders. You make such great treat holders, Karen. Yes, they're so much fun, and they're so much fun to receive too. So, and you can always think of things, if you don't want to put treats in them, it could be little lipsticks, lip balms, and that kind of thing too. Now, where we did the scoring here, you're going to just gently give it a squeeze. And if you can't figure out how to do it, then bring your two folds together, and it's going to end up like that. So I'll just put that down, and I'll give it a little score. So now that corner is looking like that, almost like a bird's beak. So I'm going to do that here again. Line up those two edges. You've got that score line there, so it's just helping you find that score line. And we'll line that up. Use your bone folder. Bone folder makes such nice sharp creases, which really helps a project out. Looks like I was slightly out in my scoring, but that's all right, because when this is finished, it won't matter. This is something that is easy to make with children as well. So for the kids in your life, if you're needing to make a little project, if they're off school this week with spring break, this is something that you could do as well. So now we've got something that looks like this. There's a square on the bottom, squares on each side, and then these little indentations. And you're going to see how easy this is. So we're now going to bring in a hole punch. Any hole punch will do. I'm using a 1/8 one because my ribbon is fairly thin, and it's also very soft. In each of these places where we did the fold in, the diagonal fold, we're going to punch a hole. And I'm not going to measure, I'm going to wing it. I'm going to go down a bit so that I don't tear it when I thread it with the ribbon. But just like that. There we go. If you work with seniors, these are great for seniors to drop off in a senior's home. So there, we've got all four done like that. And guess what? We're just going to bring in our ribbon, and we're going to make it like that, and we're going to thread it through each hole. Now, I forgot to practice this, and it seems to me I tend to get this part mixed up. Well, we'll just see how it goes. So we want to, like I said, it's been a couple of years since I've made this. Want to just bring the corners in. This is the white crinkle ribbon, and it's carrying forward. By the way, those of you who aren't making this with me, were there any things on that retired list that you were surprised were retiring? One thing for me was the Tasteful Labels dies, because those are actually my sort of go-to dies for labels, and I just did this incorrectly. Let me just see here. I want to put this together. Yeah, so I hope you're just hanging in there with me a little bit longer. If you have trouble threading the ribbon through, you can use that dental floss threader again. Let me just bring that in and show you. So one of these works like a giant needle. So this ribbon's working, but if you have trouble ever, I use that and just loop my ribbon through it like that, and it just works like a charm. Okay, now I've got myself in quite a schmoz here. There we go. Bring some back. And as you cinch it up, it's going to come together in the middle. So what I did is I just worked my way around. Now I'm going to tie a bow. So I'm going to loop it through and then pull it tight. And then you've got this little, almost like a flower, like that. Then tie a big, pretty bow. Fluff it out a bit. Bring in my ribbon scissors and snip off the ends. And then you have a pretty bow. But now we want to put a tag on it, right? So I have a tag I want to make with you as well. So let's bring in this paper here. So I chose pale papaya because that's what the little dots here are. Pardon me. So this is 2 by 4 1/4. You can do whatever you want for your tag. And I'm going to bring in the Delightful Tag Topper. This is also retiring, believe it or not. And it was $31. It's now $24.80. So another way to save some money. And this has troughs for 2 inches, 1 3/4, no, 1, 2, 1 1/2, I think, and 2 inches. And I'm just going to put this all the way in, go down, and I have a tag right there, like that. Now, last week I showed you a little bit about using the, oh, and don't let me forget to do that, using the gold leafing. And I thought, well, if you're like me, it's nice to see something a couple of times. So I'm going to show it to you one more time. And I'm going to do it on here. And I'm going to do the technique this time. Last week I showed you how to add just a bit of gold speck to your designer paper. This week I'm going to, I talked about it last week, but I am going to show you how to do it when you just use tear and tape. So I'm going to put some tear and tape along here and bring in my scissors and tear and tape along here. I think I'll do 2. Just like that. I'm going to cut this off right now because, as you know, gold leafing sticks to anything sticky. So we'll just get rid of that, make our things a little bit easier. Now I'm going to peel off the backing. So those of you who weren't with us last week, the gold leafing is like gold flakes, and they're light, almost lighter than air. So you have to be really careful not to have a fan on or to sneeze or something like that, but they create a beautiful effect. So I took just a few of these and put them in a plastic container, and I'm just working with these ones here in the plastic container. And you're saying all of that, and this still looks full. I know it tends to expand. So you get a lot, you'll have it for a long time. So now I'm taking the sticky side, sticking it down in the gold leafing and pressing so it sticks. And then look at that. You get kind of this conglomerate mess. And then you take something. I'm going to use a blending brush, but you could use a makeup brush or a sponge dauber or whatever. And you start to gently rub it off. And you get the biggest chunks coming off first. And then as you brush it, then you end up with the finished thing like that. So it has texture, and it has a little extra there. Texture, and yet it's got glam, and it just adds that gold interest to something, just steps it up. So I wanted to show you that one more time. So we'll move that out of the way here. And we'll move this out of the way and bring this back in here. So now we need to decorate our tag somehow. So I thought if we brought in the ladybug punch, and if we bring in the daisy punch, so this is the big daisy, and this one is also retiring. So it's a $24 punch for $19.20. I use this all the time, not just for daisies, for all kinds of things. So we're going to bring in some scrap paper, and I want one ladybug. So I'm going to bring that in and just punch that out like that. And then using the same scrap paper, oops, I should have got a bigger piece, but this will be okay because I don't need the whole daisy. I only need part of it. So I'll punch out some of that. There we go. And we'll put that to the side. And now we're going to bring in some scissors and do a little amputation of the antenna. Oops, I didn't do as smooth a job as I could have. So we've got that. And now all we need from the daisy are 2 of the petals. So I'm going to go down here, just cut in a V so that, and I don't need that. So I think you're likely guessing where I'm going with this. Bring in a bit of adhesive, put some right here. And then just put this down and look at, we've got a bunny. Now we need a tail, and if I had the strawberry builder punch, that would make a really nice little fluffy tail, one of the punches there. So I just looked through my punches and my dies, and I thought, what could I use for the tail here? And I ended up picking up the peach die, and I used this flower die right here and this one right here, and it worked perfectly. So I did that. So again, this is on sale, and the bundle is on sale too. So just a nice big saving on that. So something to be aware of there. And so I've already cut out one out of Calypso Coral. So I'm matching my little basket here. So we'll put a mini dimensional behind that. Put it on here. And then this is going to go on the tag. I think I'll put that on dimensionals as well. Never have too many dimensionals, right? There we go. Just like that. Now I have some of these pearls, and these are the pastel pearls, and I'm going to bring out one of them and add that here just to finish it off. And now we need some words. Now for the words, one of my go-to sets when I need small words is the A Wish for Everything, because you have all of these words here and you can make all kinds of combinations. It's a double barrel one, so they've given you verses as well. And then it coordinates with this die set, so it's all different kinds of words. It looks easier to see this way. So you could use the word like happy, and then you could stamp the word Easter or whatever. But I chose just Happy Easter from here and bring in, where did I throw that scrap paper? By the way, sorry, the Wish for Everything is sold out already. So just another warning that things are only while supplies last. I'm just grabbing some more paper because I don't know what I did with my other scrap. It'll show up eventually. So here we go. I'll move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in Happy and Easter. Now, I could have made this for a baby or something else, but we're going to make it Happy Easter. And I'm not going to worry about where I stamp it too much. And I'll show you why in a minute. So there's Happy. I haven't put my labels on here. So, oh, I didn't do a great job. I'll do that again. Little stamp, little pressure. I just re-inked my ink pad and I'm not, there we go. Not pressing it quite right. There we go, like that. We'll move that out of the way. So now I'm just going to live dangerously. And I'm going to just snip out Happy. And I've got my, there we go. And snip out my Easter. And I'm just fine if it's not perfect. In fact, then it looks like I planned it that way. And I'm going to bring it in like this, and I'm going to bring in my mini dimensionals. Put one behind here, and I'm not going to take the backing off just yet, because when I'm doing sort of these haphazard words, I actually need to do a little planning. I'm not very good at just winging that part. So let's see, if I put Happy here, Easter there, maybe Happy at an angle and Easter a little straighter, maybe over here. Yep, that'll work. There we go. So there. And get the backing out of the way, like that. So now we can clean this away. And we can just tie this on. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end of this, feed it through. Now I could put some white paper on the back to sign my name or whatever, but you can do it just like this. And I'm just going to tie another loop. This ribbon is so soft, it'll do it just fine if I can get my fingers to cooperate. There we go. Fluff things out, and then we need to put the treats in, right? So I've got a few of these little eggs here. I picked these up a while ago. These during COVID taught us to always try to buy things that are pre-wrapped if we're giving them to people we don't know very well. So, and it holds quite a few. But if I didn't want to put this many in, I could put some of those shredded fillers in there. And there's still room under there. And there you have it. There is a cute little Easter basket to put on someone's desk or to put at someone's table place setting or whatever. Now yours might be saying, Lillian, what if I don't want it this size? Or what could I make it with cardstock? Yes, you can. So here is the exact same thing that we just made. Same measurements. It's 6 by 6, same score lines. But this time I put the paper on the cardstock, just on the squares, and then you could pull it up, get my fingers coordinated, and have one like that. So isn't that fun? Now, you can do this, as I said, with any square that you can divide into 3 equal columns. So whatever you want to do. So what if I used 12 by 12? And one of you, I think Irene, you were asking about directional. You can see that it could end up going upside down. But this works really well. This kind, because we've got a lot of paper with this space in the middle, right? Look what happens here. Now this you would have to have either lots of filler, or I was thinking even plants or something could go in here. But here's what a 12 by 12 looks like. So that's a 12 by 12. Let me just see here. And a 6 by 6. Now you could have a 9 by 9 too, right? Or something like that. So all of these designer papers are on sale right now. So take a look at them and have some fun making these baskets. And maybe make a comment as to what you would put in the basket. And while you're doing that, I want to show you that daisy punch. And well, it works so well with the ladybug. I'm going to show you a couple of those, and then I'm going to show you another card that I just received. So here's another little treat holder. Again, we've got a little bunny there, and like that. And then I thought, well, it would look really cute for baby cards. So I've got a pink one made that I have to use, and a little blue one made. So there we've got that. Then when I was playing around, I was learning how to make the top that would hold a bag topper. And I've got one here like this. And there we go, like that. And then a friend of mine borrowed this. And then when she returned it, it gave me this card. And look at how she used the petals to look like bunny ears here. I made this card, I think, a few years ago, but I'd forgotten about it. And I really like what she did. So there's another way of using that big daisy punch. So I hope that inspires you. And remember, bunnies are not just for Easter, although they certainly do fit in well. Now, last week we made this card here, and the person whose name I drew. So in case you're new, if you leave a comment, your name goes into a draw, and then I randomly pick the name and I send you the card. And this time it was Bonnie whose name was called. So Bonnie, congratulations. This card will be coming in the mail to you. So it's just like that. And I have some show and tell. So I know that you people like my show and tell. So I've got a few swap cards here. Here is with that tulip set and oh yikes, what is this called? Hammered, maybe, embossing folder, and it's one of these. So this is from Sylvia. So I received it as a swap. So just love that fold, of course. So there's that one. This one is using the Beautiful Shapes dies, and I love how this looks so gentle and spring-like with the butterfly added. But look, here's the hole here, and when you open it, and then this part is raised up. See, I can put my finger underneath, and there it is there. So I got that from Karen. And here's one that really fits with the Ukrainian support type of thing. The yellow sunflower, the blue, that specific point, the blue, it's perfect. And this one is from Pam. So, forgot to take that out. So that's another great one like that. Marilyn shared this one, and this is that Waves of the Ocean designer paper, and it's using the yellow side of it. So it looks so cheerful and helpful. And the words are from the Waves of the Ocean collection as well. So just gorgeous. A lot of yellow cards. You can tell everybody's trying to think about spring. And here's one that I received from Carmen. So again, the ladybug punch is being used for the bee there. This one here, using that gorgeous, gorgeous Expressions in Ink designer paper and the ornate frames, which is retiring. It's a really pretty set. This is from Marie, and Marie used her blends, I think, to dye the ribbon so that it matched. Gorgeous. The pink just makes everything pop there. Then from Marg, I received this. She used the celebration items. So she's got I know a lot of you have these sets. So that's the Simply Marvelous paper and then the, now I forget the name, but it was from Celebration. Started with an A, but I can't remember the name of it. So let me just think about that. And then I received this from Karen G. So this is the Flowing Flowers, and she embossed after she stamped and added this great ribbon. I love the fonts and the words in that set. Then I made this card, and this is called, what is it called again? Twisted Ribbon Technique. So it's just strips of designer paper. So maybe I need to show that to you sometime. I'll have to see. But I love these words, and this is from this Slim Sains stamp set. So just great, and you can use it just the happy or whatever. And then here's another one using that same designer paper actually, but still using the Slim Sains stamp set. You are one of a kind. And then it opens up like this. So just another fun thing there. So there's the show and tell. Remember to let me know if you want a catalog, and remember to register for Stamping Staycation if that works for you. We'd love to have you with us. And thank you so much for leaving your comments, for sharing. And if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks, everybody. If you make these baskets, by the way, I hope you take a picture and share them here. I'd love to see them. Bye-bye.